Hey mini dreamers, I thought I'd take a break from the plants and flowers today to show you what I've been working on. This is what I have so far in my little candy shop. I've been working on it for the past year or so, and I've made a lot of the things in it, but I didn't record myself at the time because I didn't have my YouTube channel. So I thought I would show you how I made some of the candy that's already in there. So here I'm making Tricolored Taffy, as you might have guessed with the title. And I'm rolling out my Fimo clay into long little tiny snakes. Rollin', 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 keep that Fimo rollin'. It's actually not Fimo brand, it's just a generic, well, not generic, I forget the brand name. But I bought it as a kit on Amazon with a whole bunch of different colors. It's almost like a sampler kit, but it's going to last me forever because I hadn't really played with Fimo in a very long time and I wanted to get back into it. You kind of can't go without Fimo if you're into miniatures. Why do I keep calling it Fimo? Polymer clay. Polymer clay is a must if you're into miniatures. So as you can see, I put the strips together and I cut off the ends. And I realized that it was way too thick for the scale I was going for. I work in 1/12 scale, but I'll admit I hadn't measured this at all. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I do that sometimes. So I pulled the strands apart and rolled them out again so they would be thinner. Plus I could make more of them. Rollin', 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 keep that polymer clay rollin'. Yeah, that doesn't really roll off the tongue. Maybe I'll speed through this so you don't have to watch painfully while I roll each little snaky. The clay was really sticky at this point, but I kept going because I'm not a quitter. So I just rolled them so that they were approximately the same width, even if they weren't the same length. Things are getting tricky. They keep sticking to my fingers. So then I carefully stuck the snakes together again with the yellow in the middle. It was hard because they were pretty sticky at this point and stuck more to my fingers than anything else. Sorry for my hair in the shot. At least it didn't end up in the taffy. There, that's looking like a better scale already. So then I took my little roller and rolled it so that all the colors were kind of smushed together. But it was sticking to my roller, so that was a little tricky. So I had to have a lighter touch. Yeah, that almost went really wrong. But if at first you don't succeed, try again. Can you tell I'm Gen X? I sound more like a boomer though. Okay, so with a light touch, it worked much better. So once I was happy with how it looked, I was able to chop off the ends and start cutting my little pieces. This is a little 1-inch scale ruler that I got a long time ago from a friend of my mom's. Her name is Lou, and she used to actually make miniatures and sell them. She attended miniature shows. She brought us once or twice, and it was really fun. That's actually how I found out about this whole rabbit hole. I did it a little back then, but then life got in the way, and now I'm back into it, which I'm so happy about. So shout out to my friend Lou. Anyway, her business name was Lollipop Miniatures, but it does not exist anymore, sadly. So don't ask me where you can get this ruler. I will link the polymer clay kit that I got because everything you see me use here is from that as far as the clay goes. And I think it's a really good kit. It served me well, and it still has a lot of life in it. So I just kind of measured what I thought the length should be, just to make them all the same length. Have a little consistency. I might speed this up for you again. Then I grabbed my little pan from an Easy Bake oven. We don't use it anymore, so this is how I cook my polymer clay. Instead of putting it in an oven or a toaster oven, I put it in this little tray And then later you'll see me use my heat tool. It's called Heat It by Ranger, and I absolutely love it. It's served me well over the years. I'll put a link to that too if you'd like to purchase it, if it's still for sale. When you purchase things that I put in my links, little disclaimer, I do get a small cut of income from that. It doesn't cost you any more than it would normally, but it really helps out my channel. So if you do that using my links, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So here I'm heating up the little taffies, trying to cook them. Takes a little while, but it's really not bad. So time to see if they're cooked. And do not touch the pan after you've heated it up. It's very burny. Ouchie. Bad idea. So now I'm using my, what are those called? Now I'm using my pliers to hold the pan down while I check if they're cooked, or I'm actually just flipping them over. Kind of like bacon. Maybe I should have called them candy bacon. And we're cooking the other side. Candy bacon. Now I'm hungry. I got smart this time and used the pliers again. And now I'm taking them out of the pan just to kind of assess the situation. Gotta love tweezers. I don't know if that was the clay that was sticky or my tweezers. So I was just testing out the pliability here, and see, they're kind of flimsy still. They're too soft to my liking. I put them back in the pan. Here we go. Now after letting it cool, that's why I didn't burn my fingers again. I tested it out and I think we're good to go. Yay! So the next step is putting on the glitter. At first I used Martha Stewart's very fine glitter. I can link that too if I find it. And it turned out okay. I will say I think it looks a lot better on camera than it did in person. But yeah. So then I used my Barely Art glue with the fine tip. I love using the fine tip for little mini projects. Not that I had to be super precise here, but it allowed me to not put a whole glob of glue that I didn't need. And I'm just using the silicone brush or sculpting tool that came with my polymer clay kit. It came with a bunch of them, so I thought that was really handy. And we're going to sprinkle on some glitter to look like sugar. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, sorry about that. So we have to obviously coat both sides. So a little more glue. I'm not sponsored for any of this. I just really enjoy these products. But like I said, if you do purchase using my links, I do get a little cut, and it still costs the same for you. So yeah, more shaking going on. That's a whole lot of shaking for the candy bacon. Okay, I'll stop now, I promise. Look at that. It's very cute. On camera, I think it looks a lot more like sugar. But next I wanted to try my Twinkles Diamond Dust. I bought this many years ago at a garage sale. So I'm not sure if you can get it online, but if I can find a link, I'll link it here. It's almost like, it feels like little shards of glass, but they're not sharp. I don't know what it's made of, to be honest, but it almost feels like glass. So here I used a bit more glue because it's bigger pieces, so I didn't want them to fall off. And then the fun part, smearing it with your fingers, because it's not fun if you don't do that. And of course you've got to at least drop something once. So tiny. Who else loves getting glue on their fingers and then peeling it off after it dries? Thought so. And that's what that looks like. So in real life, I think it looks more like sugar, especially the way it reflects off of the sides of the little pieces of glass or whatever that is. And here I'm putting them in the little bins that I made. I just used a pill container, you know, like for the week. I used some acetone to get the letters off of the top. Then I used plastic from a report cover to make the little separation. And I cut off the top of the flap. And I 3D printed little scoops and little tongs. And there you go. Ah, there you are. I knew I was missing you. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoyed my content. but only if you enjoyed my content. Otherwise, I'm not going to force anybody to watch. You can be on your merry way. Okay, bye!